Hey everyone, welcome to What's Next with Next Tier. We are up to episode 13. I am here with David ScrubPhoenix. Say hi, David.
How you going, everyone? Hello, Carly.
Hello. So we had a busy weekend, didn't we? We had some Super Smash Brothers playing for NTEL.
Wow, yeah.
I didn't watch the stream, but I hear it was pretty hype.
Yeah,
you were involved, weren't you?
We broke records actually in terms of both viewership, comments, and in terms of just our engagement with that. I mean, Stu's going to give us an update on this show. We got a bit of a clip of him, but man, first time ever have we had an NT player take a top player in Australia, that being Ben Gold, to the last round, the very last round. Oh, man, it was so hyped, so excited. Everyone was just going off. So yeah, wow,
that's huge. And we've got an interview with Ben to play later in the show as well.
Yes.
Why don't we just jump straight into it with some highlights and analysis from Smash Brothers? I think Stuart's got an update for us.
Alright, what's up guys? NTEL Smash Round 1 was a great success. Cheers to my homie Ben Gold for coming and playing and putting eyes on the NT through his stream. I really appreciate that. At least Australia knows we're on the map now. Shoutouts to our top 5. Jan Fly played out of his mind, took Ben to a bracket reset, game 5, which was awesome. Great watch. The rest of the top 5, Blunt, Tin Man, myself, and Sylvan, you guys all played amazingly. It was honestly some great games to watch. Stream was hype. It was really fun. I had a few minor hiccups, but in the end, it all worked out. It was a great tournament. I hope to see you all in round 2. And for next year and just Darwin tournament updates in general, follow me at Stuart McRae12 on Twitter, or Sice. Cheers, fam.
All right, thanks Stu for that update there. And Stu, big thank you to Stu helping us out with the Super Smash Brother tournament. He was trying to run it and be in the tournament at the same time. I understand that's a hard task. So we'll be helping Stu out a lot more there. But thank you to everyone that participated in the first round of Super Smash. More to come. But yeah. What's next, Carly? What are we talking about?
Good luck to everyone competing as well. It's awesome to have you all on board. It's not too late to become a Challenger member and jump in and compete as well. Yeah. You've only missed one round of Smash Bros.
Yeah.
The next round of Tekken and Street Fighter is happening this weekend. So if you want to get in for round 2, you can still register. That's fine. You just miss out on that first round of points.
Yep.
As we said earlier, we've got Ben Gold on the show, which is pretty exciting. So David and Ness had a chat with him, and we'll roll that interview now.
All right, everyone, we're back here, and we have got our special guest this week, Ben Gold from down in Brisbane. How you going there, Ben?
I'm good, going well, thank you.
Thanks for being on the show. So Ness.
Yeah, so Ben Gold, thank you to Sice, Stuart McRae. He's the TO for the NTEL division for Super Smash Brothers. He linked up somehow online with Ben and convinced him to participate in round 1B of Super Smash for this season. So look, it was sick. It was probably one of the best rounds I've ever experienced in the NTEL season. So thanks for participating, mate. Really appreciate it.
Yep. No worries, thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Let's just take the viewers back a bit, and I'm sure the Smash community probably knows about you. I was at BAM 11 for Tekken 7, and I actually filmed your grand final match, so I'll send that to you. Yeah.
Right.
Can you just give us a little bit of a background of how you got into Smash and where you're at now?
All right. Well, I suppose it goes back to around 2015. That was when I entered my first competitive tournament. But before that, even the old game, so I suppose we're 2 games away now. It used to be Smash 4, which came out in 2014. But around the time of when that came out, I still played Smash Bros. Brawl, and I was kind of one of those casuals where I didn't know anything about the competitive scene. I didn't know anything about that. But I was one of those people who didn't like items on. I would only want to go to the stage where it couldn't hit you at all. So I was kind of one of those semi-competitive casuals, I suppose. And then when Smash 4 came out, that's when I became very interested in the local competitive scene. It took me like a year to find it. I eventually did. And I've been participating ever since.
Wow.
And then I guess more recently, ever since BAM 11 really, I suppose I've been considered what you could call a pro. It's a bit of a grey area when it comes to Smash.
I'm not a pro yet though.
So modest.
Well, it's a bit of a grey area because for most people, we try to, I don't know, keep it more of like a community rather than like amateurs and pros kind of thing. So it's kind of like as long as you're going to competitive events, we consider anyone a part of the competitive scene, community, because it takes a lot of confidence and a big step above just playing it in your room, compared to wanting to actively find competition and other people who play the game to take it seriously.
Was Battle Arena by far your biggest title to date?
Definitely, yeah. It's definitely the best I've ever done at any of those kind of events.
It was it was pretty epic. Like it was packed house. It was right after Tekken 7 actually. It was one of the last games, one grand finals, and everyone popped off. He popped off. All his mates jumped on the stage and just carried him up. So that would have been
yeah. The energy was incredible.
It was crazy. I'll send you a highlight that I recorded anyway while I was down there. So I guess we'll move past that. So that's your background. You're in the competitive scene. It translated to Smash Ultimate BAM 11. That was your biggest win. Tell us about how you were you already kind of on board with the Kangaroo Esports team at that point, or?
No, that was a much later development. Probably like a month or two ago.
Very recent.
Very recent. I've only been with Kanga for a short time, and so that's where I participated in the Cospendium event that they were running, and stuff like that. But at that time, Battle Arena Melbourne, I wasn't sponsored.
So after sponsorship, has anything changed? Like, do you have more onerous things? Are you trying to find a little bit more of a balance from your uni life to competitive esports, or how has sponsorship changed anything?
It has definitely geared me towards taking the game more seriously in general, and hoping to kind of I really would like to try and put Australia on like an international level and being able to compete at that level. I know another player on my team, Jay Dizzle, he feels the same way. We both feel very strongly about that, of wanting to, I guess, improve the status of Australia on the global scale. Unfortunately, right now there are no events to go to. They've all been cancelled and probably won't be on until maybe like November earliest or something like that. I know everyone's very cautious about bringing them up. But right now I've been having a lot of support with my streaming that I've recently undertaken. So that's been very helpful, and it's been lots of fun as well.
It's funny that you mentioned that, trying to put the spotlight on the scene, because you did that very thing with round 1B of NTEL this year. You literally lit the fire for round 1. It is a small scene in Darwin. David, you were watching the stream too. I was watching your stream at the same time as Next Tier stream, and once that top 4, once the top 4 hit, and once the grand finals hit, interest started peaking, and as soon as the bracket reset happened, comments went from about 50 to 100 to like 450 in the span of like a couple of minutes. So it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, I was really excited when Stuart extended the opportunity for me to enter you guys as local, because we guys don't know much about you guys. We never even knew that the Smash scene existed until maybe like around 2018, and then we managed to find a stream once, but then the video was deleted, so we couldn't do anything more with that. So then when Stuart found my stream more recently, we've finally been able to establish contact with the Darwin scene, which is really good. And I was excited to be able to kind of put a bit of a spotlight on you guys and get interest in your scene.
Floodlight, I reckon.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate that. That's awesome.
Ben's been working in the background.
He's
been getting challenge links from the previous tournament, so he's going to be working with that in the background.
Yeah, we've got a bit of history with Super Smash, absolutely, with what we've been doing. So
Yeah, because we have a website that kind of collects the data of the competitive Super Smash Bros. Scene in Australia, and it has information dating back to like 2008, 2006, quite a while ago now. Players that are long gone, they don't compete anymore. But it's just, I find it very interesting just having that history of the community available, and I'm excited to be able, because it's always been it's just very unfortunate where we've had data for all the states, and then Northern Territory, there's nothing in that section. So it's amazing to finally be able to upload that.
I do remember someone
there.
reaching out to me. I forgot his name. It might have, I don't know if it was yourself. I was looking for a history, but someone did reach out to me back in 2017, I think. And it was smash.gg.
Was it Jack Gorman?
What's his name?
Jack Gorman.
Jack.
No, he was the
Gorman. How do you know?
I suppose he was Gorman.
Right on. Right on.
Yep.
He's gone through his FB Messenger
September
right now.
2018. I'm head of Smash 4 in Melbourne recently, and unfortunately, I think like many things that come up, it just didn't eventuate or something. But we've made that connection, and I think
Made the connection in a big way.
That's great.
We might move on, and I just want to ask you specifically about the tournament. So the one thing that I'm sure all the local players want to know is, you played round 1B. Some of our best players weren't even participating this year. So our champion from last year, Liam Bladexa, who I think you had a little bit of a game with.
He was shoutcasting.
Yeah, he was shoutcasting.
Yeah, I managed to play a couple games with him beforehand.
And then obviously ranked number 2 from 2019, Vendel, Yanfly, his Duck Hunt. So can you, after that round 1, I know it's not much experience in the NT scene, but can you give us a little bit of your opinion on how the scene compares with like obviously the more experienced and the stronger scenes down south?
Well, I'll try and do it from the Queensland perspective, because we actually, it's actually very useful, because we actually have a top 40 ranking in Queensland that we also do. Rather than, so most places around the world only do like a top 10, but a lot of the Australian states, to promote like that mid-level and the competitive growth of the scene, extend it out to like 30, 40, maybe 50. And Queensland has one of the strongest mid-levels, as we call it, in the scene. It's actually quite renowned for that. So I'd say we'll start with Sice. I think he was the third or fourth. In Darwin, 4th. Yeah. So he would probably be in the 40 to 50 range in Queensland, which is like still a very strong and competent level. Especially seeing as you guys have never traveled out before, you guys have, it's a relatively new scene. So to already be at that level, basically from nothing, like when we've been playing for, I've been playing for 5 years, other people longer, some people through 2 years. So it's very good that he's already at that level. But then when I played Yanfly, I'd say he's much closer to like the top 20 in Queensland, which is very strong. And then Bladexa, it's a little difficult to say because I only had a few games. But just from his and Yanfly's fundamentals, they both seem to have a very similar level of fundamentals and understanding of the game. So I understand that Bladexa ranked higher in the previous season, but I suppose from my personal experience, I would put Yanfly around the 20 mark and maybe Bladexa around like the 25 mark in Queensland, which in terms of numbers might not sound that amazing, but in the grand scheme of things is very good.
Look, it's amazing to get that objective feedback, because we don't often get someone from an external scene with very strong ties in that scene to kind of provide that feedback. So it's good. I'm sure the players will be listening to that very, very carefully. And I think just to wrap things up from your experience from NTEL, if you had to, with the limited experience you had with round 1B, can you make a prediction? What would your prediction, if someone pointed a gun to your head and said, you have to pick the winner for Next Tier Esports League 2020, who would you pick?
Honestly, I would have to go with Yanfly, especially if they continue to attend frequently. I heard that they attend quite infrequently.
He wasn't
not
even
that
going to
often.
compete.
So
Sorry,
especially if they...
He actually wasn't
exactly.
going to compete until
So-
I think Nessie twisted his arm.
Look, he's like you. He's at uni. He's not even a Next Tier Esports player. He was at uni.
Casual, yeah.
He was he's bogged down with exams. He was stressing out, and it's like, look, just sign up. If you can't make it, you can't make it. It's all good. Don't stress. And he's like, all right, well, I'll sign up. And then it just so happened that Stuart Sice is like, oh, by the way, I've had a chat with Ben, and Ben's going to jump in. And it turned in round one into a whole different beast, and everyone was tuning in. Jewel, they were watching your stream, they were watching the NTEL stream, all his mates, and I don't know, it was just a perfect storm, and I'm just so happy that you were able to get involved, mate. Seriously.
That's fantastic. Thank you. It was lots of fun. But definitely Yanfly, if he continues to compete, if he puts in the hard work, I think he can definitely come out
Watching
on top.
Yanfly and Super Smash guys, you're on notice. Time to step up.
Before we close the show and let you get back to your uni studies, we have one more question, which a lot of the players are have in the back of their minds, and they're asking, look, is Ben Gold, would he consider participating in another round this year?
I'd definitely be interested in participating more in future. Usually it kind of depends on, my uni, and if my internet's good as well. Sometimes the internet just cops out. It's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't enter tonight. But yeah, I'd definitely be interested in future. I'd like to get more interactivity with you guys. And I think many Australians would also love to participate in your events as well and get to know you guys more.
Well, there you go. Like, local scene, NTEL scene, make sure you hit Ben up. Thanks, Ben, for participating, and we really appreciate your time, mate.
Thanks for being on, mate.
No worries. Anytime. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much again to Ben Gold for joining us up in the territory for a round of, virtually, of course, for a round of Smash Brothers. It was really exciting to have someone so big in the community compete with the territory talent that we've got. That's really exciting.
Phenomenal player indeed, yes.
So, NTEL, we have team games a go.
Yep.
It's happening.
It's happening, everyone. So team games are officially happening after all this time. We've been trying to get the teams sorted because they're a bit more, I guess, in terms of managing a tournament, they are a lot harder to get like all the players ready and all the captains ready. And we also are a finalization of the schedule as well. So by next week's episode, we'll be able to give you a full ironclad schedule on how the team games are going to run. For now, it's looking like there'll be either best of 1 or best of 5 for the League of Legends and Rocket League games, but more details on that soon. Just know that we've got 6 teams for League of Legends and 7, maybe 8 teams for Rocket League. So that's huge. That's nearly that's at least, I think, 60 to 70 players in total for the whole thing. So quite a bit to manage, and a big shout out also to Sean Osler on the Rocket League side, as well as Liam Bladexa, who is they're currently sort of division managing the League of Legends and Rocket League. So big shout out to those guys.
Really good. I'm really looking forward to those team games starting. I think it's going to be awesome to even just spectate those games. So once we have the schedule, guys, we'll push it out. We're going to be running the streams on the Next Tier TV Facebook page, gaming group.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called. Do you want to shout out the address for that, David?
Yeah, so guys, what we've done is we've chosen not to go with Twitch this time, only because we want to keep it central to where most of our sponsors and community are. So there has been a few people asking, why aren't we going to Twitch? It would have been great, but we had to choose one, and most of our community and sponsors are linked with Facebook, so that's the reason. The website address, and I'll put this down below here, it will be facebook.gg, so you see that's fb.gg/NextTierTV. Okay, so that's our Facebook gaming, exclusive gaming. It comes up with all the other gaming channels within Facebook. That will cross-post to our main page, which is the Next Tier. If you haven't liked either of those yet, make sure you like them, follow them, do all that. Yeah, we just get it out there as a means to expand our horizons on the social media / gaming platform that Facebook now has. So yeah, and a big thank you to those that have been tuning in. If you do tune into our streams, we are giving away Paul's iced coffee and oat chocolate milk every week. So if you tune into NTEL, just tune in. I'll pick you at random, or we'll pick you at random. Someone will pick you, and you can win some free iced coffee and oat milk, which is great.
Yum. Since we're on the topic, do we want to do a quick talk about our sponsors?
Yep. So
while we're at it.
Yeah, well, look, we've got obviously major sponsors. Thank you to Paul's Iced Coffee and Oak for jumping on board. They're our major sponsors for this season. Definitely a big support, helping us with being able to pay for things like trophies, our merchandise that we will have on the way soon, and things like that, some admin costs and things like that to run the tournament. Giveaways, obviously. Now, big shout out to our sponsors, and I'm going to list these off the top of my head because I know them all. I just got to be prompted because there's so many of them now. But we got Origin Kebabs in Palmerston, Slap On Prints, Blizzard Aircon NT, Thirsty Zach, Tip Top Takeaway Snack Bar, John John's, Wicked Energy, gonna get that free G Fuel, and Taste Buds. I actually just picked up my meal prep, so shout out to Stephanie Otto who runs Taste Buds. I got a 10-pack for using my discount for $100, which is such a good saving compared to buying it. Anyway, yes, Tattoo, Revitalize, our newest.
Revitalize?
Yeah, Revitalize. They do tattoo group. I hear they're coming up with some new products soon. I don't know exactly. I think it's skincare or something, but I think they're working on some good stuff. They got some good products for you guys if you do have tats. Unfortunately, Carly and I, we're so busy we haven't got out to getting tats yet. But if you do, it's a place of 50% off. And by the way, all our discounts that we get will be, if you are a member, you log in and you have all your discounts there ready to go. Are there any I missed? I'm just double checking now. Bear with me, guys. Oh, yeah,
you
Fresh
remembered
Point.
Revitalize, yeah.
Yeah, Fresh Point Cafe, one of the cafes I'm going to be visiting soon to do a promo vid.
It's my favourite. I'm so
Carly
glad
and I might go down there, get some. I know we might get some.
Get a coffee.
Get a coffee or something, and we'll do a bit of a shout out. So shout out to Fresh Point. We do apologise we haven't been out to you yet, but we do want to get out to all the sponsors, do a bit of a promo video, and promote you guys, because that's what it's all about. That's why we want to. Support local business, because it's a good thing. So.
It's been tough. It's been tough for all the local businesses, I think, early this year. And now that restrictions have eased a little bit, we can all go out, we can enjoy a coffee, go and grab some ice creams at John John's. If you don't want to compete, you can still grab one of those challenger passes and access those local business discounts. Just go to nexttier.com.au/members and follow the instructions there. You don't have to be a competitor to be a member and access those discounts.
Yeah, the membership is pretty much, guys, it was made to support local esports and support local business. So you guys have a way of being part of something. You get exclusive access on the website. You jump in, you got all your discounts there, and it pretty much pays for itself. Like if you buy something, a few things, it's gonna pay for itself. So it's
pretty good value. I'm happy.
$20. I mean, come on.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on. Thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. We love you. Moving on to some other games that we might be dabbling in later in the year. David, we were going to play some Fortnite, maybe.
Yeah. Look, there's a few people asking about the Fortnite now. We were running a bit of a weekly thing, and I do apologise that has stopped. And the reason that did was because of our focus towards NTEL. Obviously, there's a bit to to run there, and we don't want to be, trying to do too much than we can actually handle. Okay, so I did have to pull the brakes on Fortnite. Big shout out to Stefan, if he's watching. He stepped in and helped there. He's actually he's actually a pretty top competitor in Australia, and we'd like to see if we can support him and other Fortnite players that want to get involved at a higher level, because that's what we want to do. We want to
see that get going, and I'd love to see a 100-player lobby in the NT.
Yep.
I think that would be amazing.
It's great. I mean, what I want to see personally, I want to see an in-person event with people with a sea of computers, and we just want to play and have it on a big screen, have the spectator, and people can watch and do this. I think this could happen if restrictions lift and we have the ability to do it. It's just that having that many PCs, it's a bit organized. I'm always a bit of a crazy thinker like that. So, but we can do it online. There is the ability to do it online. It's just our access is a bit limited in what we could do. We don't have full tournament we don't have full tournament access to spectate the games like we want to. So it does make some restrictions in doing that. So in saying that, yes, Fortnite is on the list to continue soon.
And if you are looking for people to play with, don't wait for us to have an event. Just jump on our Discord. There's heaps of people in there that are just looking for cool people to play with.
Absolutely.
We can add a link to that below this video as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to jump in our Discord, everyone. We've got channels dedicated to each different game. We want to build the communities up in different games there. So speaking of different games, as Carly said, first-person shooters. So there's a few top first-person shooters. There's so many of them. It's like, which ones do you do? There's CS:GO. So CS:GO, probably the most popular until Valorant comes out by Riot Games. I think that's going to be a big one. But what are we doing with it? Well, we want to do something with it. It's just that we need the community behind us to do it. So any game that we do will be basically done if there's enough community support. We did throw some feelers out earlier this year, and the top results we've got were League of Legends, Rocket League, the fighting games, obviously. So we have to work with what we've got, and if we've only got a few players that come forward and tell us they want to play a tournament, then we have to work with that. In saying that, it doesn't mean we can't run some one-off tournaments, such as maybe a prize pool tournament or something like that, where we can maybe get a prize pool somehow through sponsorship or whatever means, and run like a best of 3 or best of 5 between 2 teams. That could happen, but again, it comes down to community support, our capacity to do it, if we can do it, restrictions. But yeah, for that until then.
Keep your eyes out. We'll post more details once they come. But they're just some things that we'd like to do.
Yep.
Keep your eyes out as well. If you watch Channel 10, you might see a little TV spot for Next Tier. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There was some open slots on Channel 10's advertising, so I sort of took advantage of that because when the COVID-19 stuff started to happen, the current advertising, people pulled it down because they obviously can't advertise when can't open their business. So you might see a Next Tier Esports ad playing on there. So big thank you to Channel 10 for getting that up. And it's all about just letting people know what we do. The more people that know about us, and so tell your friends, get involved. Just watch the streams, win some free iced coffee. Doesn't get better than that.
It's pretty good. So this weekend we've got Street Fighter and Tekken Friday and Saturday nights. And just jump in, watch, get involved, share it with your friends like David said. Share the love. It's great.
So Facebook page, it will be on 8 o'clock. So if you can tune in from about 7:30 to 8 o'clock, that's when the streams will start. We have been sort of finding our feet over the last few weeks, so please bear with us in the chat there. But if you hang around, you're going to get a chance to win some free iced coffee and Oak. So, I mean, yeah, that's awesome.
What more could you ask for?
Again, shout outs to our major sponsors.
All right, well, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for joining us.
All right.
I'm going to allow you to try and redeem yourself after last week's.
All right,
so go on.
Did everyone tune into last week's What's Next? What's Next?
If you didn't just go straight to the end, it's like at 19 minutes or something.
Yeah.
David has a complete malfunction. It's hilarious.
Oh, there's so much going on, guys. Anyway, look, we appreciate everyone tuning into these shows. It's 13 shows in a row now, so we're on a bit of a hot streak. We understand that it's not, the same every week, but it's great that everyone's tuning in, supporting us, and getting involved in esports in some way. So thank you, and yeah.
And we'll see you next week on What's Next.
Stay classy.